Hello guys, so today I'm going to leave a review on the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Richard Covey. So let's take a start with the very first habit by Stephen Richard, that is be proactive. And according to Richard Covey, be proactive means that I should realize that I am the captain of my life. I can choose my attitude. I am responsible for my own happiness or unhappiness. I am in the driver's seat of my destiny, not just a passenger. So, being a proactive, I should be aware that I have a can do attitude. I choose my actions, attitudes, and moods. I don't blame others. I do the right things without being asked, even if nobody is looking. So, for instance, let me give you a very simple example. If a proactive person owns a business where he sells the products, instead of focusing on how people these days don't appreciate good products anymore and how the government has horrible regulations, he focuses on how can I improve my products so my customers can't live without it. Do you realize how much responsibility, how much dedication, how much struggles comes along with asking that question? And what do you think our effort minimizing brand is going to pick as default? And that is exactly why most people focusing on things that they cannot control rather than they focuses on the thing that they can control. Let's move to the second habit, that is begin with the end in mind. To begin with the end in mind means to start with a clear understanding of your destination. It means to know where you are going so that you better understand where you are now and so that the steps you take are always in the right direction. Stephen Covey says that a great way to begin with the end in mind is to develop a personal mission statement and to use that statement to guide all that you do. Just imagine if you are at a funeral, but this one is different from all the funerals you have ever been to. You are standing over the casket and you see yourself. What do you have to say about yourself? This is one of the most powerful questions you could ask. Are you doing the things which are aligned with what you want to be able to say? Do you want to say that you were a good spouse? If that's the case, how does coming home and instantly being negative towards your spouse affect that? Do you want to be remembered as a person who added value to society? If that's the case, then are you doing the things that will allow you to say that? Or are you scared of failure to choose comfortable mediocrity instead? Almost every one of us will have to readjust how we live when we ask this question. Habit number 3, put first things first. And putting first things first means organizing and executing around your most important priorities. It is living and being driven by the principles you value most, not by the agendas and forces surrounding you. I should spend my time on things that are more important. This means I say no to things I should not do. I set priorities, make a schedule, and follow my plan. I am organized. Let's suppose if I were to ask you what are the most important things to you, the most common answers I would get would be either your well being or your relationships, your family, your spouse, your children. You would never ever say organizing papers or watching TV. But how many of us spend more time organizing paper and watching TV than planning our nutrition and going to take some exercise or cultivating a healthy family environment? There is a horrible disconnect between what we say and how we actually allocate our time. Moving towards habit number 4, that is think win-win. And that is my favorite habit within this book. And this think win-win means most of us learn to base our self-worth on comparisons and competition. We think about succeeding in terms of someone else failing. That is, if I win, you lose, or if you win, I lose. Life becomes a zero-sum game. There is only so much pie to go around, and if you get a big piece, there's less for me. It's not fair, and I'm going to make sure you don't get any more. We all play the game, but how much fun is it really? I want everyone to be successful. I don't have to put others down to get what I want. It makes me happy to see other people happy. I like to do nice things, but for others, when a conflict arrives, I help brainstorm a solution. We all can win. Imagine You are an author and I'm an author, and we both write interesting books, and we both have access to an audience of about billions of people. I read your book and I love it, so I decide to share with my audience, and as a result you now have 1000 of people buying your book and reading your ideas. You see this and think, who is this guy? Let me take a look of his book, and you start reading my book and think I have ideas that are valuable, so you decide to share it with your audience, and as a result I now have millions of people buying my book and reading my ideas. Notice how different this is from my creating a little creepy Amazon account, finding your book and leaving a bad review, hoping that this will deter a few people from buying your book, which will in turn somehow get them to buy my book. Stop thinking of everything as a zero-sum game. For you to win, another person does not have to lose. So always feel happy on the success of others. Habit number 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Which means I listen to other people's ideas and feelings. I try to see things from their viewpoints. I listen to others without interrupting. Something I want my viewers to do is to subscribe to my channel, but you will never hear me, well, I work really hard guys, I dedicated so many hours to this, please subscribe. Look, who cares if I work hard? Who cares? Who cares if I have spent days creating such videos? The real questions are, does it offer value to you? And why should you dedicate your time to subscribing when you could be doing anything else that you want? Habit number 6 is synergize, which means that I should value other people's strengths and learn from them. I got along well with others, even people who are different from me. I work well in groups. I seek out other people's ideas to solve problems. I know that two heads are better than one. I'm a better person when I let other people into my life and work. Imagine there are two peoples and a tree with 5 apples on it. They are both too short to reach the apples, but if one of them sits on the other's shoulders, he can reach all 5 of the apples. This is called synergy. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Now I will be the first to admit that you can't achieve this with everyone, but you should always be looking for opportunities to create synergy. With every synergistic opportunity you create, you can gather many more apples than you otherwise by yourself. Habit number 7. It is the last habit discussed by Stephen Richard Covey, and that is sharpen the saw. Which means maintain a balance among physical, mental, social, emotional, and spiritual dimensions. For instance, a man has been trying to cut down a tree for hours, and after a while his neighbor can't take it anymore, goes over and says, you know, if you sharpen the saw, you will be able to cut it down faster. And the man replies, but sharpening the saw is going to take time. Now we might laugh at this story, but we do the same thing all the time. We can't find 30 minutes a day, 4 times a week to go to exercise, to the gym, and so on. Our health declined to a point where we are physically incapable of being effective. We can't read a book for 15 minutes a day and mentally stimulate ourselves. Now these things take too much time, and then we have the audacity to ask for little tips and tricks on how to be effective. It's like telling your engineer, don't worry about the foundation, where can we get the magic bricks that will float in the air? So guys, it was all about the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Richard Covey. If you want to get more reviews on such books, so subscribe our channel and share it with your friends. Thank you so much.